Hi, my name is Dylan. I'm 15 years old. I live in SouthBronx City with my mum, Skanky's mum, my sisters, my brothers. This is my place, this is our place, so my mum right now, she's cooking up a pizza for me. Look at how she is. Press play.
Minecraft with hostile creatures,
Deadly
deadly disasters, and 100 players split into 4 civilized standing. Well, today, that's exactly what happened. First off was the Warden civilization. This team spawned in and instantly realized they were inside of the deep dark, surrounded by shriekers that at any moment could spawn a Warden, eliminating their entire team.
Wait, what if we summon a Warden? Hold on, hey guys, hey.
So these players started sneaking around their cave, trying their best to avoid summoning a Warden, which for the miner civilization wasn't something they had to worry about, as they had spawned into a huge mineshaft filled with ores, explosives, and railways that allowed the miners to start developing their civilization straight away.
There's diamonds everywhere. This is fantastic. This is beautiful. Wow.
Next up was the Dwarf civilization that spawned into a dripstone cave filled with small houses for their team to start exploring through.
There's buildings and everything. I'm going to explore first. Look at the whole cave that we're in. This is crazy.
But as the dwarfs ran through their cave looking through the houses, one of them ran straight into lava, giving dwarfs their first death after not even 1 minute.
Bro, how has someone died already?
Hi.
Fell in lava
Hi.
and he died.
Lola.
Are you kidding me? We just lost someone
yeah,
to lava?
For the rest of the dwarfs that were exploring safely, they looted the houses, and inside they managed to find food, weapons, and even some dwarven tools.
What is that in your hand?
What?
Dwarven pickaxe.
Share the wealth, share the wealth.
As the dwarves started grabbing valuable resources from their cave to start progressing,
Here
finally
goes
was the
here's
Goblin
pizza.
civilization that
Thanks,
spawned
Mama.
into a
You're
huge
welcome.
lush cave
Let's
filled
eat.
with gold, foliage. As they
Well,
realised
then,
there was
cook
only a few trees
pizzas.
throughout their entire
It's
cave,
what they do to
causing their
birdies.
entire team all to rush
Yep,
towards the
I
closest
do
trees to try
some.
and get a few logs.
I'm not getting any wood. I am not getting any wood. Can I get wood?
Everyone's taking my wood!
And as the wardens started chopping down the trees, a few of their members started carefully exploring through their caves, hoping to not summon a warden.
Don't run, there's a trigger! There's a trigger!
Oh my god.
Do not run.
Yeah, be careful, be careful.
And as they carefully explored, they quickly realized this place was an entire ancient city, filled with wardenite tools and armor, giving these wardens a huge boost.
Hey, John, look at this. I got a full set in a chest. Listen to this chest. Oh!
As the wardens started to get excited about their armor, they quickly realized they had a huge problem, as they looked around their cave and saw no food anywhere.
Wait, guys, what about food? Has anyone found like a food source?
Oh yeah, wait, how are we gonna eat it? Do we even have any food?
Yeah, just
We need a food supply fast. I've not seen seeds. Like, no seeds. I don't know if there's any block in the water where you can get food.
As they started to worry about having no food source, luckily for them, a player called Invader spotted a mineshaft on the side of their cave, which at the entrance had grass.
Oh my word, grass.
Guys, I have 2 seeds.
After Invader found the seeds, most of the wardens started to group up after they had wasted most of their hunger exploring the ancient city, and now had to wait for these seeds to grow to prevent them from all starving to death. But, as expected, with food being so rare in the deep dark, players on the Warden team started to work on private farms to make sure that they didn't starve to death before their teammates. So, as a player called John found some more seeds at another mineshaft entrance, he started to come up with a plan to keep his small group away from starvation.
Everyone is gonna starve here, so if we're making a farm, we need to be, like, in a safe place. Let's go.
And as they stood around waiting for their secret farm to grow,
ready
these
to
two
go on
started to wonder if
vacation
there
now?
was any other source of food inside of this cave
Yeah.
that they hadn't realised
Oh.
yet.
There's something that we're missing.
Maybe we can eat stones.
Back in the huge mine
I'll
shaft,
go
the
get
miners
that
had spent the
ketchup
last
and
10 minutes
other
racing
kids.
around grabbing as
I'll go,
many
Mama.
ores from the
See you
walls of this
soon.
cave as they could,
I'll go
before
over
they
this hill
realised
here
they
and
also
get
had a
ready.
slight food
A
problem.
good time.
I have all diamonds in the world that I need, but now I need food.
Luckily for the miners, this cave was not only filled with ores, but also grass and trees, meaning the miners were able to grab some seeds to start setting up a farm at the entrance to a cave. But they struggled slightly to get it started.
Tried placing it, but like basically what happens is you can't farm. Like look, I'll place a piece like now.
You need light, don't you?
You literally can't physically place it down. Look. Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Okay, so let's start a farm up here and see how far we can get it.
Yeah, let's just start.
So with the farm set up, the miners seemed to be in a great position as they all had enough resources for armor and had already set up a farm allowing them to start feeding their civilization, which was something the wardens were still struggling with. But over in the dripstone caves, the dwarfs weren't struggling with food at all. After finding bundles of fish and hay bales in their houses, they were able to get straight into the walls of this cave to start gathering resources for armor and weapons, which gave one of the dwarfs the perfect opportunity to show off his skin that he was hoping to use to his advantage later on in the event.
If we start getting absolutely murdered, all I have to do is stand in the corner where there's a bunch of stone. They can't see it.
Go on, give us an example. Give us an example. We want to see your hiding skills.
Oh my god. Where is
You're very obvious.
As these dwarfs continued mining through the walls of this cave looking for resources for their team, back in the lush caves, the goblins were starting to make some steady progress as they realised they could use the moss blocks inside of their cave to compost into bone meal.
We can use moss blocks for composting. We can use compost with moss blocks.
Big brain.
We're actually stacked, I'm not gonna lie.
So as all teams had now started working on setting up a stable food source and had done some mining, the preparation phase had come to an end, meaning now it was time for each civilization to host an election to put someone...
I think she's ready. Yeah, cool. Well, fuck my mum on a vacation. Why not? Happen? Okay, got it. Well, I'll see you at the fucking vacation place, I guess. Oh, hi. It's the next day, as you can tell.
guys have no food.
When
They
we
escaped from
got
the
to the
caves, they
hotel,
took the resources back to their team, who were still starving
I
at the farm.
passed out
Luckily,
pretty
were
much.
able to
It
plant the
was
berries that they had
night
just
and
found
I
to
was
start growing
tired.
more food. Whilst each
My mum,
civilization was starting to
she
move through
booked the
the
whole
side caves,
hotel for
it seemed
us.
the miners didn't quite understand.
A one for the
It quickly became clear to the miners that nobody was coming to kill them yet, so they sent out their strongest players to explore through the caves to see what they could find. And of course, they expected the worst.
Alright, everyone on full diamond. Let's go. We're all gonna die. Oh god, this is open. Oh, what is that? It's like an animated golem.
Holy, what the?
Let's try and
Oh,
kill
it's
them.
blocked off.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
As the miners hit another border, they looked on into the parts of the caves that they couldn't explore, realizing that their journey had been cut short. But just as they were about to turn around, they spotted a group of goblins on the other side.
Let's go, boys.
They got full diamonds over there as well.
Oh, what's good?
Wait, is this all your guys' loaded people? Oh, hello.
It quickly became clear to the miners that these caves connected all of the civilizations together, meaning eventually they would be able to charge down here, killing each other, which gave Kane from the miners a great idea.
So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to distract them, we're going over there and juggle the entire time.
Okay, that's actually a shout.
With a plan in mind, Barry went back to tell the rest of the team what was happening as Kane stayed at the border, hoping to eventually lure the goblins into a huge ambush once the borders opened. But these weren't the only civilizations to enter the caves, as the dwarfs started to explore the ones attached to theirs, which they quickly realized led into the deep dark.
Oh, that's the warden's room.
Oh, there's a warden in there.
Alright, so I think we're gonna be taking a different route then.
We're not going in there.
Despite the that the
They
cave
come
they were
and tell
stood in
you,
was
Mama.
filled with diamonds, which the
33
dwarfs wasted
years
no
old,
time in taking
and
advantage
my
of
name is
and mining
Chelsea.
up.
Oh, look, diamond. That was easy.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, look, another diamond. Oh, look, another diamond. Oh, there's another one.
I'm not born.
Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. God, oh, there's another one. I just got 5 and I had 6 in a row. Oh.
So as the dwarfs all started mining the diamonds from this cave, allowing them to upgrade their armor, they were then finally able to make use of the dwarven riches that they found earlier on. So yeah, I may have forgot to mention this. One of the dwarven structures was made partially of netherite blocks, giving the dwarfs a boost in strength as they tore down their tower and started sharing the netherite between their team.
Yo, comment, why are you not running netherite? I don't have any netherite against.
Yes.
What's the plan for the building?
Because
For the
we
building.
don't want other teams. Yeah, we don't want other teams to actually win this building.
I say we make a stone cutter, clear out a large area, and make sort of a temple or castle monument.
With the reward for the best cave in mind, these dwarfs realized they should probably start building, so finally got to work cleaning up this area and started to work on some houses, which sadly didn't end very well for Pure Fudge.
Oh, no. How did he die? How did he die?
What just happened? Huh? He just disappeared. Wait,
How did he die?
I'm confused. I swear to God, he was right here. He just disappeared.
Seems one of our members
Oh my
just spontaneously
Oh my God.
combusted.
Oh, he fell. No, he fell down the hole.
Oh.
Damn. As this small group of dwarves had lost the only player that actually seemed to be pushing them in the right direction, it wasn't looking too good for them. Especially with the other half of their team still planning to eventually kill their king, after they were still annoyed at him bribing his way to victory in their election.
Thank you, good leader.
Serve our country well.
I will die for this country, man. Nah, bro, I'm gonna kill that king eventually.
So as the dwarves continued plotting to kill their leader, they weren't the only team dealing with civil wars, since back in the Deep Dark, after these guys realised they weren't easily able to mine diamonds because of the warden protecting the side caves, Soccer 51X saw a perfect opportunity to blackmail someone for their armour, as he spotted Chazza, who was still trying to avoid being killed after killing Orican earlier on.
Chaz, apparently, like, people are saying that you're, against us. How against you? It's like you killed the guy and then you ran off on your own. I'll put in a good word and convince them that, you're not bad, because they all really want to kill you, all those guys down there. I don't think you want to fight 20 people, you know? If you give me your boots and the diamond axe, and I trade you for the iron ones, then, you know.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Why is he trying to rob him?
As Soccer tried to blackmail Chazza, it was clear that he wasn't going to fall for these threats. So Soccer quickly turned his focus to Fusions, that was stood right next to them, wearing full Wardenite armor.
Fusion, how good are you at PvP?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty decent.
Pretty decent? How much do you practice, like?
I just came back to this game recently.
Alright, trade me your...
Just a random BS test of your tips there, mates. Did you purchase these tips?
B samples, BS Sarge. Thanks, 39.
Fuck
Robert
off.
said that, so we actually have, like, good
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, well, I'm not trading you my armor set.
With Fusions refusing to trade the armor, a group of Wardens started pressuring him since they each wanted the benefits of the Wardenite armor for themselves.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm not giving them my armor.
Fusion, just give us the armor, man. It doesn't
Why?
have to be difficult like this.
Why? This is the armor that I
Because,
found.
like, you're not good at the PvP. That's the problem. If we're going to win as a team, we're gonna need people with PvPers to have good gear.
As Fusions tried to walk away, Soccer continued to follow him, asking to trade even though Fusions was insistent that he wasn't going to give up the armor.
They're not even giving us an option to talk to you.
I gave you guys several options. I'm not giving you my armor. Dude, just get someone else's armor. I don't understand.
Final warning. Come on.
Why can't you just get someone else's armor? I don't understand.
Because no one else has the armor.
There are several other people that have the armor.
And they're all good at PvP.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
As they continued to follow him through the Deep Dark, Chazza and young Jer held back and spoke about what Soccer was doing.
Soccer wants to kill him.
This soccer guy thinks he's like leading the whole thing, doesn't he? In a way, if we were to kill soccer, we'd have less egos on the team and more armor to share out.
But as these two stood talking about possibly killing Soccer, Chazza changed his mind as he saw this as a perfect opportunity to redeem himself by killing Fusions to get Soccer to put in a good word with the rest of the team.
These guys are still on me. Are you serious? Are you serious right now?
After killing Fusions, Chazza took the Wardenite armor and shared it out amongst their team, as Soccer took him back to the farm and put in a good word allowing Chazza to rejoin the main Warden group.
Hey guys, Chaz is good. I talked to him.
Yeah,
he's actually a good guy. The only reason he went off is he went to find bone meal to help us farm.
Good stuff.
Now, despite the Wardens having lost a player, they were finally starting to make some progress as their berry farm had grown enough for them to solve their hunger issue. But once their farm was done, they realised they had spent almost the entire build competition working on getting food set up.
DJ, this is the building phase, and we're pretty much the best builders in this team, so what are we gonna do?
We only have 12 minutes to build something. How do you want to?
No, we had half an hour. But like, we need to think now real quick, what can we make with the stuff we have here?
I think it's the last cast, to be fairly honest.
With the Warden civilization having given up with the build competition as well, it seemed the only civilization that was actually making progress was the miners, that were still starting to prepare their attack on the goblins as the cave building phase started to come to a close.
Guys, we got to be ready
It's
with an army to counter goblins because they're about to come in when the next phase starts.
Yeah, for sure. 1 minute before the next phase, please all be at the entrance.
Yeah, we need every person there because there's a lot of them.
So, as planned, with 1 minute left on the building phase, the miners all ran from their base and took positions at the entrance to their cave, waiting to ambush the goblins.
Everybody go to the entrance. Follow me. Follow me. We're going to kill everybody. Let's go.
As the second half of the cave building phase came to an end, the miners all hid at the entrance to their cave, waiting to attack.
It's going to be a surprise attack. Everybody get into the walls, under the floor, somewhere. Just hide yourself. Hide yourself.
But as the second exploration phase started, the miners quickly realised that the goblins were not coming in.
Are you sure this is the battle phase?
I think so. Oh, wait, maybe
I
not.
think this is just exploration. Maybe we can just go further into the dark cave.
Yeah, I don't think it's battle phase, boys.
These caves were still locked because this phase had opened up other mine shafts, allowing each civilization access to bundles of trees, grass, and leaves that would definitely help in their development.
Oi, Barry, no, come back, Barry, where are you? Look, center's open. This is sick.
As the miners started exploring, they were one of only 2 civilizations that actually knew these caves existed, as the wardens and the dwarves had no idea that these had even opened. But as the miners and goblins explored through their lush caves, they found something very unexpected.
Oh my, whoa, yeah, look in there, there's loads of diamonds. Wait, everybody, there's an enchantment table in there. There's an enchantment table.
At the centre of this map was a cave that contained a huge amount of diamonds, netherite, and even an enchantment table that all civilizations would want to get their hands on first to help them upgrade their armor and weapons. But with the passageways to the middle still being locked off, each civilization had to wait until the borders dropped before they could charge in and fight for the loot, which gave the miners enough time to retreat back to their cave and call a team meeting to come up with a plan. So as they went home, they grouped up their entire team in their castle, allowing Ronan to explain what they had found and get themselves prepared for war.
Okay, we have 2 announcements. Next phase is going to be the middle open announcements, which have a lot of good loot. Netherite blocks, enchantment table, all of that stuff, and we need it. We actually need it for a win. If any team got it, we're going to lose probably. We're going to be all players, nobody else. Yeah, 2 minutes, let's go! Everybody go. No one defending.
But these weren't the only ones hoping to charge into the middle cave, as the goblins that had also found the middle had set up at the entrance and started saying their goodbyes to each other as they all expected to die in battle.
Yeah, it was nice knowing you guys.
Oh my god! So, as the goblins and the miners were getting hyped at the borders, the wardens and the dwarves still had no idea this place even existed.
Since you just turned 15, you wanna fuck one another? You ready?
Oh!
Just walk it fast. This is Steve.
Retreat!
Sure, man.
Oh, that's not in the video!
Think I can trust me
Build
one
competition was
sec? Show
announced.
mommy, son.
It was now time
Show
for
mommy.
me to visit each
Thanks, son.
civilization to
You're
judge
the
their
mama.
builds. And as I
That's what I
visited
do
the
when I
Deep
get to
Dark,
go inside
it
there.
quickly became clear to me that
What do I am?
nobody
Got
had
it.
built
Could have,
anything.
but not.
Yep, time to build.
Yes.
Hello?
Cool.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yo.
Oh, mama. Over to
Hey there, are you telling your team to start building now?
Starving.
Well, that's not my problem. You're supposed to have been building for the last hour. After overhearing their king telling them to start building now, it was clear that the wardens had done nothing for the past hour. So their king, Invader, started to improvise, hoping to secure their team some points by using the pre-built ancient city as their submission.
We have our beautiful kingdom.
Okay, I'm going to let you know first. The pre-built structures don't count.
This entire game we've been working on food. Why is he complaining, bro? We would all be dead if other than this.
Next, I visited the miners that definitely seemed to have done the most during this phase.
Okay, this is our main farm.
Okay.
Noticed it, all of the design. You see, we have some wheat, we have some potatoes. You have this beautiful bridge, cool staircase to the top. Not really that cool, per se. But yeah, here's the entrance.
Oh, okay,
Some
golden
dining
table.
And there's the main room, the throne room.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Unlike the wardens, these miners had actually put some time and effort into their builds, allowing me to actually give them a good score. So after telling them it was looking good, I moved on to the Goblin civilization that had all agreed earlier on to abandon the build competition, which meant after having nothing but a farm to show, I moved on to the Dwarves. Hello, Duffson. I would like a tour of your civilization.
We are not prepared, but sure, you may come with me. This is our castle. As you can see, it's very large and tight.
Okay.
We're not meant for building the sword, I'm very sorry.
Over here is the house that we made.
No.
May you live in
Okay. As these guys tried taking credit for the pre-built structures as well, they were given a low score after it was clear that they had also done nothing during this phase. Or at least, that's what we thought. Because over on the other side of this cave was the group of dwarves that had branched off earlier and were plotting to kill their king. And these guys had actually built a huge dwarven gate at the entrance to their cave, which would have given the dwarves a huge boost in score if their king would have actually shown me the build. But because the dwarves hadn't been communicating this entire time, Duffsin, their king, didn't even know this existed, meaning it was never shown on their tour. So after realising their team wasn't going to score well, Duffsin went back to his strategy from earlier on and tried to bribe me. Come here. That's right. You can't bribe me. You can't bribe me.
It's worth a shot.
No, I don't want bribes. At this point, it was clear to me which civilization had won the build competition. So I went back to the miners to tell them the good news. Hello, people. I'm here to say, you guys won. What? Yeah,
You copied.
no, honestly, the other teams have done nothing.
Woo! Let's go, guys! Clap, everybody!
The fact that you actually built something. With the miners being announced as the winners, this meant the miners were exempt from the next two phases that the other three civilizations would have to face. But before the dwarves started to worry about what was going to happen to them next, things were starting to get heated in their cave, as their king went over towards the group of players that were planning on assassinating him, which of course was never going to end well.
Davchin, I want the crown. Can I get a crown? I want to be king.
You want the crown,
Yeah, I want to.
you can get a hay bale.
Do you want peace or war?
I would love agriculture.
Well, then you're not fit to be king. If we are not aggressive, we can't win this game. We'll resign from our place so I can lead our people to victory. Yo, Davchin, listen. If you give me the crown so I can be the new king, you get a netherite helmet. Win-win.
Yeah, give him the crown.
I do respect the grind set, however, I cannot give
Come
up my
on, I
crown.
want to be king. Give me the
I
crown.
physically cannot take it off my head.
Well, we can, but it would contain blood.
I'm just gonna go over here, because everything is going a bit funky over there. I'm gonna get a good view of this.
At this point, Duffsin knew that if he didn't change his attitude, he would be killed for the crown. So stopped saying he wanted agriculture and told the team that it was time for war.
Fine, we can have war, and you can be my general. Everybody, we're gonna go kill some people, okay?
Now with the dwarves finally being united, they were ready to charge into another civilization. But as the build competition had officially come to an end, the invasion phase started.
Oh, no, goblins! DJ, what's up? Watch out!
Now all civilizations except the miners would have to face an invasion.
Miners will not be invaded? Guys, move out.
No, Oni, don't die, please.
Move, he's doing a charge up attack, move. Guys, move, keep moving.
Oh my god, almost died.
As the wardens were swarmed, they had no choice but to run from the invasion, as they were heavily outnumbered, causing them to evacuate their cave entirely.
Tell them what happened to her
They
dad.
hadn't explored yet.
As soon as he found out I'm pregnant, he won away. Look up the tears.
As over in the Goblin
Good and
Caves,
whatnot.
they were also under attack.
Invasion. Oh, right. Go back, you guys, go back.
That sounded like...
God.
Oh, dude.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god, you killed the goblin.
I killed him off my shape. Kill crossbows.
Up there! He's up there, guys! He's up there!
Push up for the keys.
Kill the shaman! They keep spawning them. After working together well, all three civilizations were able to defeat the invasion, and luckily for the Wardens, as they escaped from their invasion into the lush caves, they were able to spot the middle that they hadn't found earlier on when these caves opened up.
You see all the diamonds over there?
Oh my god.
We need to get them.
I wonder.
Unless, because we didn't find this. Maybe the other teams didn't find it either.
As a few of the Wardens prepared to rush through the middle, the invasion phase came to an end. But this was only one of the two phases that these civilizations would have to face, which they realized as the cave crumble phase started.
Cave crumble. Oh no. What do we do? What do we do? Get in the houses.
Get in the bunker! Get in the bunker!
The top of these caves were now starting to crumble, crushing anyone below.
Oh my god.
There's nothing to swing you up the cap.
Get this guy out. Get this guy out. Get this guy out. No, frick.
Almost instantly, three Wardens were crushed by the falling blocks, leading them to start trying to find ways to avoid being killed.
Just put blocks above.
Doesn't work, my blocks fell. Your blocks fall.
Seriously?
Yeah.
But the Wardens weren't the only ones losing members to the falling blocks, as one of the goblins also fell victim.
Oh, wait, watch out. It's over there. Okay, I think we're good.
Watch out. Run.
Won't kill you. We'll leave it to the end.
No.
Oh, well,
you're dead.
Take him out.
No.
Take him out.
As factions framed stood face to face with almost the entire goblin civilization, the middle cave started to crumble, as the war phase had officially begun, opening every border between the civilizations.
Yeah, but luckily there's a barrier for me, so I might just head out here. Oh, what's up, bro? Sorry, it's a thing, bro. Get him! Oh my god!
Without realizing, the goblins were stood in front of a trap this entire time, meaning as soon as the border dropped, Factions Framed was able to activate the trap, killing over half of the goblin population, as the rest ran for their lives.
What?
Okay, let's go.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, we run.
What happened?
They trapped the cave.
Ain't no way they fell for that, bro.
We just gotta wait until the other teams fight each other and we're at equal numbers.
So, I say we go
Yeah.
to so
I'll follow.
our whole team's dead, it's fine.
With the deaths of all the goblins being broadcasted in chat, teams all over the map started to assume that they were crushed in the middle cave that had started to crumble.
They were in the middle when it crumbled.
And now with the goblins being by far the smallest civilization of all, having only 7 players remaining, the Wardens regrouped in the Deep Dark and decided now was the perfect time to attack them to try and finish off their final few members.
Alright, let's go to the goblin area. I think we go third party, boys.
Yeah, I'm saying third party is pretty good.
Yeah.
But as they left the Deep Dark, they weren't the only ones with this idea, as the dwarfs entered the goblin caves with the same plan. But to the dwarfs' surprise, it wasn't the goblins that were inside of these lush caves, as they ran into the entire team of miners that had been forced to exit through the goblin caves after the middle started to crumble on them.
Oh, watch out, there's a cave. Get back.
So as the miners were forced to retreat from the middle, they were in for a shock as the dwarfs were also making their way into the goblin cave.
Get the high ground. Get the high ground, yes.
Where is this Minecraft?
Oh, they're f***ing coming, bro!
Oh, that is a lot of miners.
Oh, there's a miner here! Get him! Oh, kill him! You're dead, Leroy. You're dead.
A huge fight broke out between these two civilizations, and a few members from each side were killed, before a horde of zombies started attacking both teams, allowing the miners to escape and regroup their entire army.
Wait, go back.
After getting away successfully, the miners made their way home to their farm and started to talk about what they were going to do next.
I think we just encountered the strongest team right now.
But as the miners stood talking around, the dwarfs were making their way through the side caves, hoping to launch another attack on them.
They're here. Surrender. TNT.
With the miners in sight once again, these two civilizations had a standoff before the miners once again ran from the fight, but this time with a plan.
Everyone go.
Let's go, boys.
Shift in the mine, guys. Yeah.
Everyone shift in line. Dig in and shift in. Alright, I can see. I'll tell you if they're coming.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is this drug?
Shh. The miners took cover inside of the caves, hoping that the dwarves would charge after them, allowing them to launch a huge
In the sea.
Axolotl!
This one axolotl couldn't possibly lead to a cult, right?
I'm gonna carry you until the day I die.
Over in the garden, the players started by punching a huge log, collecting iron blocks from tools, then gathering materials from the barrels. A smaller group of players, meanwhile, had journeyed over to the other side, where they discovered the garden's only chest, which contained most of their small supply of diamonds, despite most players sharing armor.
Oh, thank you.
A player named Leisurely had been mining up most of the diamonds for himself. Leisurely, I see you've already got a full set of diamond armor. What's your plan?
I'm going to take over this nation by whatever means necessary.
Back in the cellar, the citizens had a big problem.
Oh, there's loads of Vexes!
The enchantment table contained a library of evokers, which, if left alone, would continually spawn Vexes, leading to more deaths.
Guys, we need to kill those Vindicators. Our guys are dying.
So, to win favor with the population, B-Bag and Wilding staged an assault on the enchantment table.
Come down here. We'll chill down here, Mum. Down. Push play.
To defeat the evokers.
Let's go in, go.
Despite a few deaths, the attack was successful.
Enchantment table is safe. I killed all of the summoners.
Let's go, B-Bag. Just when B-Bag and Wilding thought they'd won over the masses.
Guys, don't listen to B-Bag and Wilding. Remember what they did in previous events.
You actually make a good point.
In response to this turn of events, B-Bag and Wilding decided to meet up in the corner of the cellar.
Hey, Godfontaine, what's up?
Oh, hey guys.
I got a proposition.
So listen, you have
Bond.
two choices right now. You either drop your gear and become our puppet leader. What? Why? Because no one's gonna pick us as leader from the previous events. They don't like us. But if you don't, you're gonna die where you stand, and no one will remember you. Hey, fine, I'll do it. Just leave me alone, though.
Over in the living room, Sailor's glorious communist dictatorship was working out great. They had run out of food.
I don't have any food. Do we have any food?
But despite that fact, the people actually banded together and managed to pull through it.
Just to say that there's no hard feelings is back in our help.
No, bro, I got you. Don't worry.
Unfortunately, despite things looking up, the living room team was down to around 39 players, which made them the weakest team. To fix that, they discussed the possible formation of an alliance with the cellar team.
I think we just need to combine with Cellar.
So, an alliance with Cellar is entirely possible.
I can already tell there's going to be a mass war.
Who would dare go against our glorious leader?
Up on top of the giant fish tank, which happened to be full of guardians and drowned, they found a shulker box full of tridents.
Oh my god, jeez.
Then one of the players fell in the fish tank.
Oh my god, guys, help, please come help. I'm dead, goodbye.
He's gonna die.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, in the garden, Leisurely had been recruiting more followers to his cause. However, he didn't think they looked menacing enough with what they had, so he went over to Kinetically, who'd been gathering animals.
Horse.
Their first act was to go and plunder the nation's chest.
Hey, you guys can just steal everything.
Yeah, we can.
And because of this thievery, anti-horseman propaganda began to spread fast. The military of each nation would now be tested, as it was time for the raid event.
Oh god, it's a raid!
Pillagers.
Oh my god.
I'm almost dead.
Oh, god damn it, I died!
No, I'm dying. I died to the Vex.
No.
While the players attempt to survive the raid, I'm going to tell you about the sponsor of this video. Dragon City is a You can also complete exciting weekly minigames to claim as your hid from the invaders. Once the dust had settled, the true extent of the destruction was revealed.
Yellow and red both got nuked, my goodness.
That raid event just wiped out half of us.
Building competition. Every civilization will build their own tiny base, and the city will be judged and they'll receive rewards. Or maybe punishments. Over in the living room, players were still in shock over how many teammates they'd lost during the raid.
We got massacred a little bit by that.
It turns out the Sailor's living room dictatorship was actually doing the least living out of all the teams. Despite this, Sailor encouraged his teammates to start building.
Right, so we just need to keep building the base that we currently have.
The first thing they built was a gold cross to honor their fallen teammates. They also built something suspicious.
You said it wasn't Among Us, and this is clearly Among Us.
No, it's from a mobile game I found, bro.
The living room players were pretty happy with what they built.
Honestly, I think our base is really good.
And so they stopped building and began discussing their low player count problem.
Bedroom, honestly, they gobble us, and they've got netherite. We're just screwed if they decide to attack us first. Should we start sucking up the cellar?
I like the idea. We'll suck up the cellar and we'll be fine. Just type cellar heart in the chat. I like this plan.
Then they began negotiating with cellar team to form an alliance.
Hey, right guy, how you doing, buddy?
I
don't really understand what's going on, if I'm being honest.
We are scared. We don't have many people left. We need the stability that Sella provides, and we love Sella. We are just the cheerleaders for Sella.
Love you.
Well, Garfontaine, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm alright with us having some more soldiers.
As the unofficial leader of Living Room, we accept your term.
Welcome aboard.
Literally shrine to
We love you,
Always works.
The Living Room Cellar Alliance was now officially formed. Over in the bedroom, the players were also mourning the loss of their teammates.
All of Red Team got smited.
Could in an absolute frenzy.
Pizza free for all! Look, this guy took all the loot.
A player named Marco had managed to get his hands on a valuable totem of undying from the chest, and had had enough of all the bickering between his team.
I'm gonna go run my own civilization.
And so he towered his way up into the tree.
This will do nicely.
Then he constructed a throne room where he could rule over all of his subjects. Some could say he had spent a little too much time alone.
Wait, Mr. Scarecrow, is that you?
Some could say he had spent a little too much time alone.
Wait, Mr. Scarecrow, is that you? Oh, wait, no, it's nothing. I thought I was going insane for a second, Mr. Horse.
Marco, you need serious psychiatric help.
I'm happy to see that you guys came in third place. Then they pledged to give the best stuff to whoever was elected leader.
The diamonds and the enchanting books will go to whoever becomes leader. Sound good?
Even though I did like their YouTube logo, I felt the rest of their base wasn't great, so they were going to get a bit of a surprise. So you guys came in fourth place.
Oh
my god, there's piglet birds! Everyone run!
Oh my god, it's me! Go, they're coming! How come we only got fourth place?
Living Room team was incredibly confident that they'd done well.
Guys, I believe in us. I think we have this.
I think last place will get the punishment, and I don't think we're going to be last. This is pretty safe.
Then after they saw what happened to the bedroom team,
What?
they assumed bedroom team must have lost.
That's bedroom, I think.
Then it was time for me to give them their reward. Congratulations, you guys came in last place.
Guys, everyone in the walls. This is why we built the walls.
Living Room team were very coordinated.
Guys, it's hard to somebody get it.
And they didn't lose a single player to the Ravager. The players were really confused as to how their cobblestone mess could have lost.
I want to see what everyone else built.
They have double our members, so they probably double the progress.
It was now time for the mouse hole event. A secret passageway had opened up in each room. The bedroom team was the first to discover their mouse hole. Two players, Vaughn and Nojus, ventured through the end team passageways until they came across a deep chasm.
Wait, guys, look. There's a elytra at the end.
In order to get the elytra, however, they would have to parkour their way over. Most players were hesitant to try the parkour, but two of the bravest players, 99-1 and Vaughn Knudsen, decided to go for it, and they were doing great until...
What? Oh, I died.
Vaughn Knudsen, however, successfully got to the other side and claimed the elytras for his team.
Right, everyone come get your elytras.
Over in the kitchen nation, the players soon found a hidden tunnel under the stairs.
The whole nether in here, okay, wow.
Which happened to be full of blazes, which led to the unfortunate deaths of a couple of their members.
Old Harbor died!
In return for their struggles, though, they now had blaze rods, which meant they could properly get their potion brewing started. Sala knew exactly where their mouse hole was.
The gate has been opened!
So they rushed straight there.
Everybody rush gate!
And inside they found tons of wandering traders, which sold one important item, gunpowder, which would help the Cellar team increase their stockpile of explosives.
Oh my god, I've got so much TNT, bro.
As soon as the living room's mouse hole opened up, Sailor led an expedition to see what was in there. However, instead of walking down the tunnel to find their surprise, they decided to break through the wall instead, and found themselves in the garden.
We're in the garden. We're in the garden.
This place is so nice.
The first contact between the two nations was very hostile.
Yo, Leisurely is kind of intimidating, I'm not gonna lie.
With the bow-wielding garden nation firing arrows at the living room players. However, Marco, one of the garden players, had the courage to go right up to the living room team and gave them some food as a peace offering. Sailor accepted this gift.
Yeah, we are here in peace as well.
Then trading between the two nations ensued.
Give you some food.
Thank you very much.
A player named Canatically, who seemed to be the garden's most likely candidate for leader, began negotiations with Sailor.
So, are you guys up for a non-aggression pact?
We're open to a non-aggression pact. There's also one more thing, though. We want bows. We have turtle helmets that we can give you in exchange for string. And tridents.
That's fine with me.
Despite the formation of a non-aggression pact, Leisure's horsemen from the garden team went and looted the living room.
Take all their stuff.
Garden team are like looting everything we have.
Run, run, run.
This angered Sailor, and so he murdered one of the horsemen's horses in retaliation.
Gordon took our stuff. I will be honest, I did kill one of the horses.
These acts, of course, left the nations on bad terms.
I don't think we're teaming with Living Room anymore.
It was now time for each civilization to elect a leader. Firstly, in the living room, it wasn't really democratic per se.
All hail our glorious leader, Sailor.
However, Sailor kindly gave each player a role in government.
Treasure, I'll be the treasure.
Okay, yeah, so we've got Vice President, the Treasurer, Grocery, what do you want to be?
I want to be a cult leader.
Cult leader, I'm glad with that. We don't just have a leader, we have a government.
Then I officially crowned Sailor's bounty as the glorious leader of the living room nation.
I would like to thank everyone for electing me. We've got this team, we've had this since the beginning. We're gonna win, and we're gonna hide from bedroom and kitchen.
Yeah!
Let's go! Let's go!
We should come up with at least 3 candidates, no more than 5.
I have an idea, guys. Wait, see the bridge? See how there's 4 podiums? The way you vote should be standing on the podium.
If I were leader, I would probably just run it based off logic. I would definitely make a cabinet of advisors.
So, I've got my doormat. If I was elected leader, we would rule under the command of the one and only doormat, and not only would we dominate the competition, we will clean them off of our shoes.
Hey, it's on brand.
We will win together because we are unified together under our Lord and Savior, Dorsidon.
To me, one of the best things about being leader is you have to be with the people through anything, thick and thin. I will promise you this, whether it's diplomatic, going to war, I will be there right by your side. And we will show that in this whole entire house, the kitchen team will run. We will be